Welcome to the Light, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, welcome back for another edition of Lights, Camera, Rant. As always, I'm your wonderful host, Lee, and I have a jam-packed episode for today. I have my wonderful guests after 20 episodes since they were last on here. A lot has happened. I have Dean and Marco.
What's up, everybody?
Howdy.
I know it's been a while after many lockdowns because thanks to the wonderful Victoria and being in lockdown. Especially I think since you guys were last on here, I think we've had 3 lockdowns since then.
Actually, that sounds about right.
Which is very annoying.
Not the best.
Annoying. However, in that space for 20 weeks, Mark actually has some really big news, which he's obviously been chiming in the last 3 weeks and bugging me to try and get the word out for Mark My Words, which I'm happy to. He's actually staring at me right now, painfully. But right now, tell us about what's happened the past 20 weeks for you.
Yeah, so obviously, I jumped into the last 2 episodes or something now, and I've mentioned to you guys, I've started up Mark My Words now on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all that kind of stuff. And we've now actually started to make YouTube videos every Wednesday. So, by all means, I'm going to definitely plug that and go check that out. But, yeah, it's probably the biggest thing that's happened is just starting up, obviously, inspiration from yourself with your podcast. So I decided to pick something up.
Thank you. I appreciate all of that and all your kind words. It's your page done so well so far. Like your Facebook likes are going up to the roof. Your YouTube video views are going really well. And compared to your first video, not saying it was shit. No, it was. Not saying it was shit, but your progression so far has been fantastic, and it's really nice to have someone of your caliber. Dean, whatever you're doing is pretty cool too. Nobody cares. Anyway.
I mean, look, I'm not making reviews or podcasts or anything like that. I'm just kicking goals in other areas. But, I just love what you guys are doing. Obviously, it keeps me in the loop of everything pop culture, which makes my life so much easier. So I just have to follow 2 pages and I'm up to date on everything daily. So that's a great part.
So what you're basically saying is we're better than IGN.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it here first. Yeah.
Yeah, damn right. But no, 100% Dean is doing fantastically, and I always appreciate you guys coming here. You're actually, funny enough, besides Maddie, you're actually the second person physically that's actually been here for a guest star, because both my sister and Perry, we did it over a video call, they weren't able to be here, unfortunately, for Perry. Shout out to Perry, which hopefully one day he will be on this podcast physically, which is the dream that I dream a lot. Hopefully Perry will be on here.
Yeah.
And
hopefully.
we can have a 4-way together. Hey, no objections.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
So what we want to do for this particular episode is that I've had this in my draft of an episode we use coming back on here for past 19 weeks. And what, obviously after DC fandom, which we got a jam-packed DCEU for 2022, which is going to be fantastic. So I wanted you guys to talk to you what your opinions were, as well as at the end of this episode, we're also going to see what we would have changed with the DCEU. But before we get into that, there's been 2 little tidbits of news that I think we need to discuss. First things first, did any of you guys see about Ewan McGregor and a rematch of the century with Darth Vader?
I am extremely keen for this to happen. Like we saw some concept art and some stuff like that. A rumor that Mark mentioned that there's possibly a trailer launching fairly soon. If that's a thing, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Well, actually, what it actually was, it was leaked. They mentioned Disney was releasing, because upcoming next couple of weeks, I do believe they're having. It's not DC Expo. It's some DC. Sorry. Disney, it's some Disney event they're having. They're meant to announce all the next upcoming projects. So I do believe they were going to give this sizzle reel at that event, but it's leaked. But no one, I think the most thing everyone's taken away from it, on the concept art, there was pictures of, yes, spoilers alert. There was pictures of obviously Ewan McGregor looking really old, different like plant photos, but the biggest thing which everyone's freaking out about is there is another photo of Ewan McGregor versus Anakin Skywalker in the Darth Vader outfit, which in the sizzle reel, Ewan McGregor actually is excited the fact they get to face off one more time, which I'm so stoked for, which has just made my excitement for this series go up by tenfold. Obviously, I was already excited with Hayden Christensen returning, who's also returning for Ahsoka as well, which I take my effing money.
100%.
But yeah, like, are you guys pumped for that? Like, how?
The best part about it is I knew nothing. I knew Kenobi was a show that they wanted to do, but as far as I was aware, that was 2022, end of year, so far away, it's not even worth thinking about it. And then obviously the old TikTok and social media reminds you, by the way,
more TikTok,
that this is happening. And then the latest thing I've heard is 12th of November, which for us is tomorrow, which for Americans is when it's most likely going to happen, is the day after. But there's meant to be a trailer. And I'm like, what? And then that, obviously the film stuff happened where Hayden and all that were talking about the fight happening. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Excuse me?
I'm pretty up to date with most things, but I didn't know anything about this. So now all of a sudden I'm like, it's all these moments that we just did not see in the movies, like Obi-Wan meeting Darth Vader. I want to see him see Darth Vader and just know instantly who that is and be like, I failed you, and it's going to be insane.
Yeah. It's good, and the thing is the fact that, as we've seen with both WandaVision, Falcon and Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki, Disney money is fantastic. All three of them, the CGI is 100% on point.
Yes.
So, let's see, where is it? Star Wars Episode 3 came out in 2003 or 4?
Yeah, 3.
So, I'm guessing there's a lot of progression since then. So, I'm all up to see a battle-worn, Ewan McGregor versus Darth Vader at absolute peak.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
And for him to go, I'm gonna get your legs again.
You underestimate my power.
I don't have flesh legs anymore, so I'm good. But no, like, honestly, like, the thing is, the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan movie has been in, like, development hell, if you will, ever since Episode 3, essentially. Because there's been many rumours, times and time again, the fact he was getting his own movie. Originally, which I was researching the other day, was the fact it was meant to be, after Solo, was meant to be the Obi-Wan movie.
I do remember that.
Yeah, that
but
would make
because
sense.
Solo did absolutely poor at the box office, I don't
understand why. Solo is one of those ones where it's like, I didn't like those movies. I wasn't a big fan of Rogue One. Like, I went and saw it with my mum, and she fell asleep for the first time ever in a movie. She fell asleep to that during the final fight. If that says anything about it, it wasn't that great. But in Solo, obviously, it wasn't the actual original actor, but I think it hit the mark. I don't. There's certain movies like that I just don't understand where the hate was coming from. So, but that's each opinion. That's right.
Like, I didn't think it was that bad either. I think the only gripe I had was the fact that watching it, I just felt like how he got his name, how he got the gun was very like tick. There wasn't anything really interesting. Probably the most interesting thing was the ship.
Yeah.
It was like, how'd you get your name? Solo. All right, Solo it is. And now I got his gun. Yeah, here you go. Here's a gun.
Yeah,
very true.
Kind of like in Captain Marvel where he got the scar. It was like, okay, you got it from a cat.
Got it from a cat.
It's like that is not what, like, that whole line of, the last time I trusted someone is like, is a cat.
Yeah.
It's kind of mirrored that. Yeah.
Now you just made me think of that scene as like, you can shape into anything. Yeah. Can you do it? Can you shape into a Filing cabinet? Why would I transform into a filing cabinet? But like, and Rogue One, I thought Rogue One was good. But it obviously didn't. Obviously, we knew going in all the characters were going to die.
Yeah, true.
But if I had all Star Wars films, Rogue One is actually the only one that actually feels like a war film.
Yeah.
That final fight definitely is that. I think the
beast scene.
The easiest thing is to say about Rogue One is, what does everyone remember about Rogue One? You remember Darth Vader walking through that hallway and chopping down people. That's not even Rogue One. None of that is like Rogue One. That's Darth Vader. That's like old school throwback. Otherwise, the whole movie, the only thing I can think of at the top of my head that I know happened is when she had to climb inside to get
I was
the
literally
file.
just thinking that.
That's all I can think of. Otherwise, and the guy walking through saying, "The Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me." They're the two things. I can't tell you what happens.
That I do remember. I also do like what happened 10 minutes later when they get captured and then the stormtrooper bags him and he's like, "I'm already blind. Why are you bagging me?"
I remember that.
But yeah, like remember after that movie released, everywhere you saw, "Oh, the Force is with me. I am one with the Force. I am with the Force. The Force was me." Like, get away, may the Force be with you. But yeah, originally that was the plan. But so obviously Disney were like, "No, we're not going to do a movie because now we're worried." So now they're going to turn to a Disney Plus show, which I'm still happy about. If the Mandalorian has shown us anything, the Star Wars stories can be done and told into a part series.
Absolutely.
And let's be honest, when Rogue One happened, the movies following we don't really talk about. And now, as soon as Star Wars has hit the small screen on the TV shows, they haven't missed. They haven't missed once.
No, season 1 of Mandalorian, great. Season 2 of Mandalorian, fan-fucking-tastic. And now we're going to get the Book of Boba Fett, which, from the trailer, which I know you guys would have seen recently, because it was posted on Lights Camera Rampage, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, anything, with, of course, Michael was slowly following. No. If anything, mark my words, is like on point on the video games ahead of me. That's, you're doing fantastic, man. I love you.
Yes.
Let the hate flow through you.
I've brought peace and freedom to my podcast.
Actually, one thing I did just think of with the Kenobi is because Mandalorian has hit so well because it's been something away from Jedis and stuff, like I think. And if they can try and keep that, Kenobi's going to be hard because it's going to fall into the traditional Jedi, it's back to the Anakin, it's back to the Skywalker saga type deal. It's
true.
like, I want that's okay. So the one scene in the second Star Wars movie, in the latest ones, where they went to the casino world.
Oh,
yeah.
A lot of people hated that because it was like, well, the whole movie was crap. But it was like, but the whole point of them going there was like there was no point. But the underground of everything, all these people making money off the Jedi versus Sith fight, to me that was interesting. To me that was actually interesting.
Yeah. No, it was. A lot of people hated that scene because it became null and void. Like it just, people would have hated that scene if 10 minutes later it wasn't voided because of what they did.
Yeah.
Like that's the part they would hate the most. Which, a lot of people hate, but you're right. Which was the good thing about Mandalorian is you saw the fact that regardless if you were Jedi, Sith, it didn't matter. People were making money off either side. And the best thing about Mandalorian was the fact, as you just said, the fact that it wasn't about the Skywalker or anything. And what I really hope for Obi-Wan is that fact they really do focus on Ewan McGregor and the fact that he's turned on with everything that happened, like PT Jedi D.
Well played.
Like he just, he starts, the Empire starts rising and he sees the ramifications of everything that's happened. Sort of like One Vision. I want that type of emotional breakdown.
Clone Wars, but bring it to life.
Yeah.
And I think it's what a lot of diehard Star Wars fans want, is simply
definitely
Clone Wars, but bring it to life.
Yeah. Well, look how popular the last episode of the Clone Wars was.
Yeah.
That's just it was on Facebook for like a month.
Yeah, very true.
God, I need to watch Clone Wars.
I tried watching Clone Wars. I watched the 2 first episodes, and I'm like, this is nothing about episode 3. And I realised, oh, that's right. There's 7 seasons of this.
Yeah.
And that's why it's hard because like the first episode, like Yoda needs to go from point A
it's
to
not
point B,
even.
and it's like, why do I care?
Yeah.
I want to see Anakin turn bad. Apparently, it's good in this.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
That's the thing. Like I watched the first episode, and Anakin and Obi-Wan aren't even in it. All they basically say is, "Yeah, go on, Yoda, on your mission about to this planet," and that was it. I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Oh, hey, Count Dooku. Who cares?
Legit.
Yeah, that's a nice, healthy throat you got there.
Shame it from.
Do it. Don't worry, you understand later. Anyway, yep, that's how that's shaping up to be, and I really hope, so far, all the news that's coming about Obi-Wan has all been positive. There hasn't been one negative thing, especially the fact that they were able to get Hayden Christensen, which I don't think they could have done in this show. They could, but I feel like him coming back carries more weight.
Yes, definitely.
100%. Which I really hope that's going to be fantastic. But hopefully when they do break the trailer, we'll definitely share it, because there's obviously going to be more to the trailer besides that. So moving on, the other news, which isn't a whole lot, but Sony did drop the first poster of Spider-Man No Way Home. And the biggest thing from the whole poster isn't Spider-Man, isn't Doc Ock, isn't the Electro, isn't the sand. The sand. That's why I've always wanted to see Darth Vader versus Sandman. That's the ultimate.
It's in the gloves.
it's in the saber. Oh, it's in my.
Stabs himself.
It's in my mechanical hand. It's coarse and rough.
Don't like it.
Don't like it. The biggest thing is the fact that we get the first look for
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin.
That's the biggest thing. So,
OG.
has it? He wasn't confirmed, was he? Sandman and Electro were confirmed.
No, he was.
Green
His
Goblin
voice
was
was
confirmed.
in it.
They pretty much confirmed it because he had the grenade in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then obviously you hear him say, I think,
William-
like 3 words.
Yeah, William Dafoe's laugh, which is excellent.
Which is fantastic. But
Well,
yeah, technically he wasn't confirmed, but I mean, you put those two together, it's like, come on, how is he not in it?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. In my last episode, as I mentioned, the fact that someone did ask William Dafoe, like, you and Spider-Man, and he's like, I'm not going to comment until such time.
Yeah.
He's just like that. He's just
Standard.
flat out said.
Hear that, Tom? That's all you gotta say.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta say.
Don't say anything else.
Oh, I didn't get the call. Yes, you did.
I don't recall. That's it.
Yeah, like Harry, like, come on, Andrew Garfield, come on, Tobey Maguire. We know you're in it, and we don't care, because if you're not in it, someone's going to CGI.
Someone's going to do it post-production outside the movie
Snyder
because
cut.
it needs to be
I want to see the
Spider
Spider
cut.
Spider Cut.
Spider Cut. Still goes for 3 hours. Well, actually, this movie actually does.
It does, pretty close.
2 hours, I think, 46 minutes
Yeah, it's a long one.
of pure Spider-Man.
Make sure you pee beforehand.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely.
Very important.
Made that I didn't make that terrible mistake for Endgame. I made sure that I held that in to watch that
Oh,
both times.
in Endgame, you would have just peed in your cup.
You have
Yeah,
to-
100%.
have
And
to.
then went to go drink and went, ah!
Wait a minute.
Pick up the hammer!
Pants around your ankles.
I gotta see him lift it! But yeah, like, that's the poster got launched. Thing is, the scary thing is we've seen one trailer for it, we've got one poster for it, and it comes out in a month and a half.
Don't show another thing.
I honestly don't want to see more because I want to be surprised, but I also want to know everything. So either launch it tomorrow, or let's make this thing happen.
Oh, we can make an entire episode on like what we actually think is going to happen, but honestly, just like I actually, as much as it's killing me, hold it back. I don't want to see anything.
Yeah.
Just I want to walk in there and, well, granted those Spider-Man aren't in there, but I want to walk in there and just spanking new. Show me what have we got.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's the real. Just threw my pen. That's the $1 million thing, is the fact that, like, I because of the fact it's Sony and Marvel and not just Marvel, opposed to what Marvel did with Endgame. We got like 2 trailers for Endgame, and it showed nothing. It literally showed when you went and watched that movie, that the 2 trailers they showed for Endgame was only the first 5 minutes. That was it. All them standing around.
I couldn't tell you what actually happened in the trailers of Endgame. That's how little I actually remember. Like, I'm even trying to think of like Eternals. Like what? Oh yeah, that's right. They showed us Celestial stuff. If they hid that, that would have been insane. But I think it was too big of a story plot. They couldn't hide that.
You couldn't really
dance around
that. No. Which Eternals is another whole.
Yeah,
a kettle of fish.
If you want to go to Mark My Words, it's a fantastic review. Side note, give it a 9.5 out of 10. Fantastic movie. The reviews just don't listen to them. Listen to Mark My Words. Now available on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
But look, if you can't read, then Lights, Camera, Ram will help you.
And luckily, if you can't read, I'm also on YouTube. And I'm creating videos every Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm just here to talk about some stuff.
Y'all seen the new Lambo?
Yeah, man. Like, you want to know the stats about the latest Lamborghini? I got you, but that's about it.
They fit 6 horses in that thing.
Shut up! Sorry.
6.5, guys.
They're
Come
all
on.
cut up.
What the fuck? They weren't a live horse.
Lamborghini.
Futurama. God. Yeah, hear that baby purr. Oh, there's a baby in there.
That's right. That's my knowledge right there.
Respect.
And the dog episode.
Yeah, please don't. No, I'm good.
I hate that episode.
That's right next to Tom disappearing in Infinity War.
Yeah, nah, too close.
Yeah, too close to home.
And it made it worse because it was like someone like the reason he felt it sooner was because of
spider sense.
Like,
we need to move on.
Jesus.
Yeah, next step, hitting the field.
So that's a little tidbit of news that's come out. Obviously, as we're recording this, Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition has been released digitally. Mark has never played Grand Theft Auto, and he's currently looking at eyes and he's going to kill me.
Yeah, so my review will be up Wednesday. Very nice and quick. I didn't buy it. But good on you that did. There is like new games out if you want to play them.
But speaking of games, definitely go check out Mark My Words' review of Guardians of the Galaxy. He's done that fantastically.
Yeah, I'm actually very proud of that video. But the next one, next Wednesday, should be the Call of Duty multiplayer campaign and zombies all in one video. So come check that out this coming Wednesday.
Actually, yeah, so 100%. Plug. Tuesday, Wednesday, you can hit that up and you've got your full content in at least 48 hours. So definitely hit both of them. And which also released was Forza.
Forza, there you
So
go.
Forza got released as well, which has got nearly a perfect 10 on IGN.
Yeah.
No, I don't want your review, Mark.
It's still in the download.
I'm not going to spoil the game for you.
Yeah, look.
Cars win. What?
Yeah, like the download's big. It's like 105 gig or something.
Yeah,
like it's a big download, but it's a huge map compared to number 4. It's obviously increased like another 25%. Like it's massive.
Yeah, it looks stunning.
I played on the Series X. Look, the perfect 10 rating. There's like very, very, very like super niche little things I want to pick apart on it, but the actual score, like absolute near perfect 10, like a 9.8. There's a tiny little thing that it's missing a little bit. Needs the latest cars of certain things, but sounds amazing. They put the work in there. Map looks fantastic. Like overall, the rating's deserved. It's a fantastic game compared to the previous entry.
Oh, that's good because out of all of us, Dean is obviously, as you heard, about the Lambos. He's the most car guy, so he loves this game. And I thought it would be a shame to not talk about it because I know how much you love that game. Literally, our Snapchats have been filled nearly the past week of him showing what he's doing with cars. He's like, I'm doing this. It's like, oh, Call of Duty's out. Yes, that's shit.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Forza. Well, that's really good. Definitely go check out Forza if you have an Xbox. If you don't,
PC.
Get a PC. And if you don't have that, well, that sucks.
Then you're awesome.
Hey, wait until I get the jump deck, mate.
Jump deck.
Sorry, Steam Deck. Jump deck. Wait until I get the Steam Deck.
Steam Deck.
No, 2 months.
Steam Deck has actually been pushed back 3 months.
3. Damn.
Yep, actually they were meant to launch in December. However, it's actually been pushed back to Feb next year.
Bye-bye Christmas sales.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Anyone who wanted for Christmas, 100% no. But
Tough luck.
in saying that, it was only America and I think UK. For us, Australia, I was still looking at Feb, so
Yeah,
we're
sounds
probably
right.
not looking until June next year to get that nice piece of hardware.
Damn.
Yeah, well,
So obviously, you know they didn't get enough parts,
Yeah.
or something's glitched.
yeah, definitely.
I saw PlayStation's went back on like EB Games website for I think it was like 24 hours and they're all gone.
100%. I saw it was on Facebook, and it was like they posted in the morning saying the fact, get your PlayStation 5 right now, and then within 6 hours there's another post going, nah, goodbye.
Yeah.
All sold out.
Far out.
That's ridiculous. So I'm
Still
so
crazy.
glad we all got ours when we did.
Yeah.
Mark's story is a little bit more tragic, but
But it's there. It's there.
it's there. So moving on. So let's get into DC fandom. I would want to know you guys how you feel. Like, what was the highlight? What was the biggest thing? What's the least thing you're looking forward to? Because as I said earlier on in this episode, the DCEU for 2022 is looking like their strongest year yet, both in video game and movie. They're going in full pellet, no prisoners. This time they're actually looking at Marvel and look like they're trying to light a firecracker at Marvel's ass and be like, "We've got you! I've got you!" Boom, comes to the flames. But so let's start off with the most thing that we're all looking forward to for DCEU next year, the Batman. So everyone listening right now knows my little tidbit about it. What have you guys thought, especially with the second trailer that's come out that gave us a little more background? Dean, you did Forza last, so Marco, you go next.
The Batman, I'm not going to lie, like Robert Pattinson, I've lost all negativity towards it. I think just the trailers, the photos, everything they're showing, and I think it was the one scene where he wasn't in the Batsuit. He was just playing Bruce, and I was like, no, you know what? I can actually get around this. I like where they're going with this. So all my negativity is gone, and DC being DC, I'm not putting any high expectations on it. But like the one thing I think they might fail on is showing too much too quickly, as DC always does. They try to steamroll their content instead of doing it right and doing it slow.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what happens, but looks good.
Yeah.
Dean?
Completely agree. Like, as you said, I think I've lost all negative thought about Robert actually giving this thing a shot. The trailer showed it looked pretty good, very interesting actually. But again, I'm a little resilient because obviously DC with its history, I'm kind of I'm not crazy high expectations, but I'm definitely way more interested. It looked really interesting,
especially after the second trailer.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, not terrible thing with this movie, it's actually had a kind of it's had a very much checkered past leading up to this point, because it was meant to be a Bat flick movie, and then he was going to be directing and writing it, and then turned into he was just writing it and starring it, and then it turned into him just starring in it, and then all left. And then there was the fact that you guys, sorry, just let me back up again. He got COVID. That's right. Patterson got COVID, which delayed the production. And then remember how he wasn't going to gain muscle for the role as well.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Because he was like, oh, why does Batman have to be? Because he's
Batman.
He's Batman. He's meant to be the master of multiple martial arts. He's meant to be able to crack your neck and then still ask you talk. You can't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now talk. So yeah, this to lead up to this point, it's had a very checkered past to get to this point, and the fact that even though we get this movie, I keep completely forgetting that they're making a HBO Max TV show after this as well, with the guy who's playing Jim Gordon. Who actually, the guy who's playing Jim Gordon, I'm 85% sure it's the guy who did the voice of the Watcher in
the What If series.
The Watcher in the What If series.
Yeah.
He's playing Jim Gordon. But yeah, the second trailer showed a whole lot more. It's kind of depressing as well, knowing the fact that they've shown multiple clips of Penguin and Colin is Firth, isn't it? Colin.
Fallon?
Colin shit.
Penguin.
He's only in it for about 10 minutes, not even.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's mentioned that yet he's been multiple different scenes in the trailer. So you're
Yeah.
like,
That's what I mean by
Yeah,
like,
have we seen all of it?
That's what I mean by doing too much in one movie. Is like don't like tease a villain. Yeah, that's if he's like does nothing, but in the trailer it doesn't look like he's doing nothing. So it's like don't tease villains that you don't plan to. Yeah, do something later on. Just
expand on.
Yeah, or just don't show them at all. Damn.
Yeah, save it for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or just do the one scene at the end, which was fantastic in that trailer. When he comes through the fire, and he's like, I've got you, and walks in. That's a fantastic shot of Batman walking through the flames, and that was probably the biggest thing in the trailer. I'm like, that's Batman right there.
Yeah.
Hopefully they didn't show too much.
Yes.
Exactly right. And look, it's going to be very interesting. Apparently, it goes for it's about a 3 or 2 hour movie as well. Apparently, with it written. Apparently, early reviews of the movie is meant to be really good, very noir-esque. However, it's just going to be the odd question is like I'll put it to you guys because I actually have guests who actually want to talk about this. Would you have, in what you've seen in the trailer right now, would you have still gone ahead with this? Or would you have still rather the Batflick original idea that we're going to do with this, with him versus Deathstroke?
I mean, look, if they're obviously trying to do this whole, the universe thing, right? They're trying to copy Marvel, create the whole the universe thing, and build on that, and then obviously have that go for obviously years and years and years, like Marvel has for 10, 11 years now. But this isn't connected. This is just a standalone movie.
Yeah.
As much as I enjoy standalone movies and stuff, but if they want to create this network, I ideally would do the original plan and have it connected in some way. But I don't know, the first initial thought of it didn't interest me at all, but now it's actually shaping up to be a pretty decent film.
Take my money.
Yeah, so I'm all for just watching a good film. I'm not too worried about where it places or anything.
Well, the thing is, he is the first bat off the rank next year.
Yes.
And the rest to follow later on.
Yeah,
What about yourself?
I personally don't really care about Batflick at all. So I care more that Henry Cavill isn't Superman than Batflick isn't Batman anymore. Robert Pattinson can go in, but regardless of that, we'll talk about how we got to change the DCEU anyway. But it's just I care more about Henry Cavill being Superman because he is a good Superman.
Yes.
He got stuffed over, not his fault. With the whole mustache thing and being multiple movies and stuff. That's not his fault at all. He could have just shaved it, but guess what? He had 2 movie contracts and they shouldn't have done what they done. Well, the reshoots is the reason why they stuffed it. Excuse me.
Yes.
That's why it looks totally fine in the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, because after he did that, he went and shot Mission Impossible, and then then Warner Bros. Was like, "Oh no, we want to, let's make you shit."
Yeah. Pretty much.
So completely not his fault, but he got the shit out of the stick. And then Batflick, I thought he was okay as the older Batman, but
That's fair enough. Another question I do put to you guys is that obviously, each time there has been a Batman, they've had their solid, you've had your tenure as Batman. If you were playing Batman right now, if you were Robert Pattinson, would you feel annoyed the fact that in the same year that your movie gets released, there's still another 2 people playing Batman? You're not getting your gap. You're not
compared to all the other Batmans, you'd be a little annoyed.
Yeah, they all had their time.
Yeah, they all had their years, right? They all had big gaps between. Obviously, another one was kicked out, but literally in the same year, basically. He's just back Batman films next year.
Yeah,
it's you'd be a little bit pissed off about that.
Yeah, you'd be annoyed.
I think it's simply just outperform.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was guaranteed. Actually, big call. But I was guaranteed that Batman is going to be better than the rest of the Batman that actually come into next year. Ooh. And just Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Superman, the actors that are playing those characters shouldn't change because they destroyed their character. They played. It's why Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man.
Yes. Yeah.
Henry Cavill to me is Superman.
Which he actually announced the other day that the cape is still in his claws.
Yeah, I saw that.
So if Robert Pattinson is going to be Batman, then play a good Batman, and guess what? People are going to look at the other Batman and go, nah, bring back Robert Pattinson. So just outperform.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Well, that's it's going to be very interesting because the thing is, like, in you saying that, not only if you were playing Batman, not only are you going to try and outperform, but next year you have to outperform the OG.
Very true.
That's the bar you're going to have to try and smash.
There's going to be some serious fan service
which
there.
is the only reason. Yeah, moving on. That's the other reason why we're watching The Flash, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very true.
That's the other reason why anyone's watching The Flash.
Depends if they hire the director from Eternals or not.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
But no, The Flash, once again, like, I don't know a lot about The Flash, so I almost kind of don't want to know. Surprise me.
No, I can tell you a brief about the story it's based on if you like.
I do know a brief about it, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know enough to actually be, that's what I want. I want, like, show me a trailer, get me excited, but don't.
Yeah, don't give me the whole movie in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if the Endgame trailer they showed Cap saying Avengers Assemble. Like, that's pretty much what.
Imagine if they saw like the hammer float and then flew backwards.
Yeah.
And it's like,
No.
you'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Especially if it went to Tony, you'd be like, what? No!
It's like, wait a minute.
No, edit those trailers. Do what Marvel does. Like, really throw us.
Yeah, throw us
loop.
way off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Which the thing is, like, the Flash trailer we got really wasn't a trailer. It was more of a teaser kind of, like, it really wasn't an in-depth thing. Because I think they only finished shooting actually not too long ago with that movie, which unfortunately the Flash movie has also had a checkered past because I do believe about 3 directors dropped out from playing that movie. Because we were meant to get the Flash movie last year. That was the original release date and not to do with COVID. Because this was meant to, this was only a year or 2 years after Justice League. It was meant to come out. Like, we were meant to get this before Wonder Woman 2.
I think simply learn from your mistakes then. Don't reshoot, start again.
Yeah, actually.
Reboot! No, that's exactly right. But look, I really hope The Flash is going to be good. After watching the Snyder Cut, that Flash scene right at the end, it was 110% better than him saying that Russian family that nobody cares after seeing that scene. But then obviously in the trailer you saw another Isa Miller in it. You saw Breathe the Yellow Flash, and I think what I mentioned a couple episodes ago in my podcast was the fact that when that trailer opens, you hear the original Danny Elfman theme from Batman. They go to the original Batman mansion. Everything looks, even the Batcave is still like, the 80s. Like they've done the great detail to honour Michael Keaton coming back. So, and you've got to know the fact if he's coming back, something must have really enticed him to pick up the cowl again at his age.
Yeah, very true.
Just hope there's not too much weight on it where it's like they're leaning on it. Like, it's a Flash movie. So
Also true.
make it about the Flash.
Which, that's the thing I'm worried about. Is like, as much as I do want to see Michael Keaton don the suit and left, right, good night.
Absolutely.
You got to remember the fact
It is a Flash film.
it's a Flash film. It's not a Batman film.
Let's be honest, that's what Batman and Superman and the first Justice League were about. It's like, hey, Batman and Superman, these guys love this stuff. Let's just put this on the screen and they'll love it. No.
Yeah.
We don't.
And no, we don't. But then you look at Snyder Cut, and who's the MVP in that movie? Flash and Cyborg, not Superman or Batman.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
forgot about Cyborg and how much more he's
That
in
was heavily balanced on
Like,
that one.
why did you cut all this out?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was so much, and it's really sad that we're not going to get that Cyborg movie because Warner Brothers is shit. But the thing is, the Flash movie in that trailer we didn't see not Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck. We didn't see Ben Affleck, which he is. There have been seen set photos. He is in it, obviously, but we didn't see him. So I'm very curious to see like where this all sits. Because obviously there's going to be a time jump and everything, but the question is like, does the Flash go back in time and he's actually slipped in a time stream where is Michael Keaton still Batman, or has he retired or anything like that? That's how it's all going to mix around. It's going to be very interesting how they're going to go. But if I can say anything, that end scene in the Snyder Cut with the Flash, I want more of that. I want more of that in this movie. And dazzle Michael Keaton everywhere, please.
Wouldn't hurt.
I don't care about anyone else. Oh, and I keep forgetting we need Supergirl in that too. So how that's going to connect to Henry Cavill as well?
Yeah, again, a lot of stuff going on in one film.
They sort of that.
Hopefully they balance it well.
That's the thing. But no, moving on. The other trailer we got was which was still a teaser because they only finished. Actually, I don't think they've actually fully finished in filming Black Adam. But
yeah, I think they're very close, if not just finished.
Just
Can't
about
remember.
to.
Yeah.
We got a teaser for that, which wasn't really showed a lot. It just showed him basically killing a guy with electricity. But how do you guys feel The Rock entering the DCEU?
I mean, look, as much as The Rock is in absolutely everything, and you get kind of sick of seeing him, he is a good actor, and like he's just a good dude all around. So like him playing pretty much a villain, it's super interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
The director has mentioned the fact that apparently this movie will have a high kill count.
yeah, I mean, look, the man's jacked out of his mind and powerful as shit. So I'm going to assume people are going to die. But yeah, look, I'm super keen to see it. Again, no crazy high expectations on it because we know very little about it. But yeah, look, I'm interested. It's The Rock. He's a good actor. He's a super powerful character. Why not?
Right.
Yeah, because something I just thought just then, like, as much as I love The Rock and pretty much anything he's in, I was just thinking of how we were just talking before about how Angelina Jolie was obviously in Eternals. And it's almost weird seeing a well-known actor in a movie now.
Yeah.
Is it going to be weird seeing The Rock as Black Adam when he's, what was the last movie he did? Jungle Cruise?
Yeah,
true.
Which was more of a dad role.
Yeah, he does embody, like, every single thing he plays, but
Yeah.
let's be honest, it's almost the same character
Yeah.
every time. It's like, I'm not trying to be like too negative about it because out of everything, I reckon this is probably the one I'm most keen for under the Batman.
Yep.
But that's just something to think about. Like, is it too well of a known actor? Is The Rock, like, could they have gone someone else? Like, interesting. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the one thing to always remember the fact is that The Rock has been attached to Black Adam since 2009.
Yeah, it's very true. It's been going back
that's
ages.
right,
That's how long
Which
he's
is crazy.
taken this movie off the ground. Like the DC, it was still Dark Knight times.
1 year after Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird to even think.
Yeah, that's how long he's been attached to this. And I 100% agree with you, it does feel like he does play the same character, which is why I think the most intriguing thing going into this is, besides the fact he's jacked and he's playing a jacked character, is that he's playing a killer. He's playing a villain who's going to straight up murder you and basically a godlike Punisher.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time he played a villain in anything.
Yeah.
All I think about is the Doom movie.
No, that's right. He was in that.
As, and he turns and goes.
He still had his black hair.
Yeah, now I think about it, that's very old.
It's Wrestling Rock.
Yes,
Yeah, actually.
Actually, that was when he still had title and The Rock was in the credits. You don't get The Rock in the credits, it's Dwayne.
Yeah, who's that?
Like, we know your real name. Boulder. Blazer. Laser.
And Dust.
Shell. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen Dodgeball, you're not living.
I believe you met my PT. Michelle.
Come on, you want that pizza, don't you? Don't you? Oh. Anyway,
we'll come back to that.
Because it's sterile and I like taste.
You dodge a ball, you dodge a wrench. A what? But yeah, Black Adam, it was a very small teaser, like 100%. The thing is, like, what's very interesting for Black Adam is, which the $1 million question after this is going to be, are you going to be in, like, are you going to cross over with Superman? Because obviously, if you put Henry Cavill and The Rock on a poster,
straight up it's Shazam, isn't it? Like,
well, I think it's Shazam 3.
Like, I'm pretty sure like Black Adam is Shazam's villain.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Superman kicks the shit out of everything. I don't even look at the Snyder Cut. The second he rocked up, I was like, all right, we're over.
Yeah,
it's like what Captain Marvel probably should have been when she fought that. Let's be honest, she was kicking the shit out of Thanos.
It's because she didn't rock in a black suit, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, she was kicking ass.
Yeah, within the 3 seconds that she fought.
Yeah, true.
Well, you gotta remember the fact the other way that she got taken down was with the Power Stone that crushes planets.
Yeah.
That's the only way she got defeated.
That's a fair point.
So
Yeah,
Thanos cheated.
she copped that straight to the face.
You cheated! You don't get the glove. You lose! Good day, sir!
Oh, man.
Anyway, enough of the Chocolate Factory and purple people.
Can't wait for the blooper reel.
No. There's no blue reel. We do this in one take.
One take every time.
Yeah, one take at a time. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Yeah, and look, the next thing was Aquaman, but we didn't get any. Yeah, we didn't get a trailer for that. It was really just a teaser and a couple of set photos, which was like cool. Not really much to report on except new suit, returning cast. And it's called the Lost City.
Yeah.
No, Lost City. That's about it. Unfortunately, they didn't give us a trailer, so obviously they're still shooting that. And Jason Momoa, fantastic Aquaman.
As always.
Yeah.
Which your character is still great, much better than this Snyder Cut. Also, no.
Definitely.
He's an actor that has once again defined his character. Unfortunately, he has bad writing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But even that, I won't say is completely bad. It was still a good movie. It's just,
Could have been better.
in other hands.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, Jason Momoa and the original Aquaman was fantastic. But the only thing I just didn't like about Aquaman is I did feel like a lot of superhero tropes were in it. It's like, you killed my father, I must kill you. Of course, you killed your father.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, your mother's still alive after all these years.
Yeah, your mother.
In a lost city.
You can't defeat him without this sword or MacGuffin or something like that to defeat him.
Granted, let's throw back here, 'cause I'm pretty sure you guys haven't even thought of this for ages. That scene when he jumps off the boat and that all the sea creatures are like following him down into the depths.
Yeah,
that was
what a
kind of
scene!
that was good.
What a
The
scene!
trench.
That's it. The trench.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a really good scene. And the fact that his dad is Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That's how you train your son. Yeah, he probably had to train him because his last son died. Oh no, that was Jango Fett.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Same thing.
No, he wants blue, he wants green. But yeah, you didn't get much of that. Got the first trailer for Peacemaker, the TV series. You guys interested in that at all? With John Cena. You care about the troops? Oh yeah, I do. Well, you want to hear about John Cena?
Yeah, look, I mean, he was fine in Suicide Squad. It's a series, I guess. Yeah, cool. Like, I'm not hyped for it by any means, but I mean, something to watch.
Yeah, same. I don't think he deserves a show. I think Suicide Squad 2? Is it classified numbers 2?
No, I think it's technically a remake.
It's like,
whatever it is was good, but I don't think he stood out enough to be like, hey, here's a character. Like, don't class him as the same as Boba Fett getting his own show or something like that. Just
Yeah, I can agree.
I think more so because of who he was, because of John Cena for the character. Don't get me wrong, Peacemaker was one of the highlights of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And I cherish peace with all my love and heart. I don't care how many women Charlie have to kill.
What? I thought you were the crazy one. I am.
No, let's be honest, the Weasel at the start.
Weasel.
Carried
Okay.
Did anyone check the Weasel
I'm
could swim?
devastated he wasn't.
Actually part of it. Yeah.
I reckon he would have ran that.
Would have been funny.
What was it?
The Jar Jar Binks of
what's
Suicide Squad.
TDK? That's my name. What's that name? It spells my name. It's what letters spell, you idiot. All names are made up with letters, you idiot.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, so that's good. But that's James Gunn's come back to actually direct that. So that's still
Should be half
that's still
decent.
James Gunn doing that, which I'm more than happy. I think if anyone else is doing it, probably not.
Yeah.
But I think DC right now are got their claws straight into James Gunn.
Definitely.
And you go do the last thing for Marvel and your ass. Remember that.
Come back.
Yeah, come back. And then obviously,
As he's pulling this big boulder uphill.
yeah,
God damn.
my shoulders and back. And obviously, when you get a trailer, we've got Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods.
Yeah, same deal.
Yeah.
The first one was fine. It was funny, whatever, but wasn't Grassy standout. I'm happy to see a second one.
Yeah, I'd probably have more to say if I could watch it.
Yeah, some sort of
where
trailer
is it
would be
on
good.
Any streaming service. I've only seen it, I think, twice, and I did enjoy it, but I'd like to watch it again.
I
Not buying it.
no. Like, don't be wrong. I thought it was good. I think I was just sorry. I thought it was good. The only thing that annoyed me was the fact that Warner Brothers couldn't come to a deal with Henry Cavill. I'm like, he's your Superman. Throw money. Look at Kevin Feige. Kevin's, with anyone. Oh, I don't want to come back. Here's more money. I don't want to come back. Here's more money. Here's more money. Hang on. Here's more money. Oh, wow, I can't breathe. Here's more money. Like, the thing is, you have Henry Cavill with Superman. Like, why couldn't you come to a deal?
It was a quick scene too.
Well, it was a 5-second scene.
Like, why couldn't you do it?
I think that if he actually was in it, it would be a little bit more. But, it's kind of annoying the fact he wasn't in it.
Separated from the DCU, it was a good movie.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah. And then you realise right at the end, he's like, oh, what's the 8th seat for? Wow.
Yeah.
And then obviously moving on, the 2 games got announced. Was the Suicide Squad got its second trailer. Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Because this is actually set in the Arkhamverse.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So I'm so pumped for this. It looks so good. The gameplay mechanics we saw on the trailer, for everything that's going on. I think, as I said last time, it really makes no sense to me the fact that Suicide Squad game is a sequel to Arkham Knight, but Gotham Knight
Isn't
yet. The story of that is more a sequel.
Yeah, it still doesn't make any sense to me. But in saying that, the Suicide Squad game looks pretty good. Yeah. I didn't have high hopes for it at all, but damn, that's interesting.
Well, neither did I, because I thought because of his Batman can't fly and everything like that, kind of the whole scene of the Arkhamverse works very well.
Yep.
How are you going to do that with, King Shark, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn?
Captain Boomerang in that.
Captain Boomerang. I do love the fact that Penguin's in it and they keep shocking him at the end.
Yeah.
Is he running away? Yep, he's running away. Oh, get him again. Oh no, he's getting up. Do it again.
Yeah.
I do love that. I do like the majority of the voice characters actually have come back for this.
Yes.
So it still feels like an Arkham game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gotham Knights. I'll probably 100% I will buy it. The most intriguing thing for me for Arkham Knights is they're doing the Court of Owls.
Yes. Yeah, same deal. It looks good. It's a little weird that it's not connected to the other games, but other than that, even just a standalone game by itself, super interesting story. Looks really interesting. Gameplay looks really good, so I'm keen to jump into it.
It's like someone just looked at that team aspect that you got at Arkham City and Arkhamverse was like, you could make a whole game of that.
Wait a minute.
Why not?
He's onto something. Fire him. Take his daddy.
Get it.
No one will believe you.
No one will believe you. Does it care what I want? I do. Get out.
Get out.
But yeah, so my main thing was for this episode was the fact that that's that all of that is coming out for the DCEU next year, which is making it look games and TV shows and video games. So to me, since the DCEU began in 2013, this is looking like the strongest, the full swing that DC is taking to Marvel in any time beforehand. Obviously, we're not counting the Dark Knight trilogy because that's on a whole. To me, the Dark Knight trilogy is on a whole different level to Marvel and what DCEU is doing. That trilogy is almost completely standalone. You can't really compare to it. Right now, which I don't think will ever change, the Dark Knight has 95% tomato rating.
Yeah, fantastic.
It will be a long time before the fact a comic book movie will take that right off its pedestal because that movie is near masterpiece.
100%.
There's not much you can change in that.
Yeah.
So, in everything that's coming out next year, do you guys believe that next year is going to be the strongest year for the DCEU? And not to mention, another question was, if you turn the clocks back to 2013, always one at a time, is there anything you would change in the timeline of things? Would you keep it the same? or how would you make it any different coming forth? You know, your Warner Brothers at the moment, you know, you've got the slate, Dark Knight trilogy's just done, Christian Bale doesn't want to return, and you've just named obviously Henry Cavill as Superman. How would you go?
I think it's pretty simple. Like Man of Steel, I think people hated it maybe for the sake of hating on it. There was nothing really wrong with it. So Man of Steel, fine. Just give people their goddamn origin stories, not Batman. Even if it was Batflick, I actually probably would accept not having an origin film just because, as we've always said, we've had so many. And then now that we've even spoken about it, I understand why Flash and Cyborg got more detail in Justice League Snyder Cut because they didn't even have their origin movies. But I wish they did, and then run straight into Justice League Snyder Cut and then follow Zack Snyder's idea. Simple as that. Like these movies of original Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Man of Steel, I feel like there's a small majority that won't agree, but they're good movies.
Suicide Squad?
I didn't say that.
It said Suicide Squad.
I didn't say that. Those three movies were good movies. Yeah. That's it. Wait, did I say Aquaman?
Yes, you did.
I did say it. Okay. They're all just good movies. And then we got Shazam. No, I'll also say as a standalone movie, it's a good movie. And then as soon as they start going near each other, that's when they keep fucking up.
Yeah.
Like Batman vs Superman was good. If you go back and watch it again and you just watch it with a plain view, it is good.
Extended edition.
But they throw too much at you, which is what DC does
Yes.
is so often. So like going to the other question of does this next year look good?
Yeah.
Honestly, after our conversation, I was looking pretty positive, but now I'm thinking, you know what? It's kind of the same. They're just throwing multiple stuff at us and waiting to see what sticks.
110%.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking of it until we just had these conversations, but like the Batman, Flash, hey, all the characters we all know that we wanted to begin with. Let's throw movies at the wall and see what sticks. And well, they've already said certain movies aren't connected, so what are they even going towards here?
Yeah.
Like, it's everything is just broken, but you can't just hit the reset button. You got to wait like 5 years.
They're not trying to do. Probably the best thing that DC needs to learn is delayed gratification.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing.
That's how they shot themselves in the foot. Like as Mark just said, they needed the origin films. They needed them because that is literally how Marvel built their whole empire right now. They had their origins. Like we obviously had Iron Man 1 and 2 before we did anything. Like you need obviously the pinnacle roles. Like again, Man of Steel 2. I would have watched it.
When was
Still
that?
waiting.
I would have watched that. And
Man of
then
Steel 2 could have been when he fought. I always forget the name.
Zoid.
No, that was the first one. In Batman vs Superman,
Doomsday.
Doomsday. Yeah,
Why do I
that's
keep
the one.
thinking that could have been Man of Steel 2. He could have been dead. Going to Batman vs Superman or something. Oh no, sorry. The second one should be Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor should have been the villain, and then just
Yeah.
keep going. Like why are we jumping? Why are we?
Yeah,
Why
if
are we
they got
rushing?
those origins, if like they built the foundation properly, I think they would be an absolute powerhouse at the moment because they would have they would be in their their 5th, 6th year of building the empire where
Technically, we probably still got Justice League now.
you pretty much just get your Justice League you got the big the big setup movie.
Yeah.
It'd be killing it right now if they did that. But again, with the Snyder Cut, you get those extra scenes with characters that didn't get their origins, but they just needed it. They needed the setup.
Yeah. And I think the best way they could have done it with DCEU is 100% bring out Man of Steel 2 and 3 and all that.
Yeah.
But they could have look what Marvel did with Spider-Man. What was different for the first Spider-Man movie compared to the other character? They didn't do the origin story. They chucked him straight in with the full aware of the fact that you know who this character is.
Yeah.
You know his backstory. You don't need to show us that Uncle Ben does it again.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is you could have still had the origin story of Man of Steel.
Yep.
But then you could have Batman could have still been a side character all the way up to Justice League. You didn't need to give him a movie.
Yep.
You know his story. You know, you could have still popped in Batman v Superman. You could have popped in still popped in the Flash. You could still popped in here and there. You didn't need to give him a movie. You know, you could have waited after Justice League to give him the Deathstroke movie. Yeah. Because of it, everything with the Justice League. There's been a power shift. You get in the movie. One thing I've always thought is the fact that they could have maybe worked backwards, as in done a Batman Beyond movie, done a really dark Batman Beyond movie like that. But then by that I mean they launched the first movie and then they fill in the gaps.
Oh yeah.
Like backwards. So the fact 5 years or 8 years in a time, you know how they got to that point. So it's actually, you're actually talking to the original Batman who tells you, how the Justice League went down, how we get to this point, why is Gotham looking neo?
Yeah, that's an interesting way to do it.
Where's the rest of the Justice League? And he tells you, he's like, well, once upon a time we were a team. Boom, there's your movie going into that, and you could, instead of what Marvel's doing, except going forward.
Yeah, trace it backwards, especially because the whole foundation at the start's it's pretty rocky, so to go backwards is pretty doable.
Well, that's where my thought was. The fact if you go back, you give people a movie that no one's seen before. It's a Blade Runner kind of Batman, and you have someone who's telling the story and filling all the gaps later on. So eventually, you get to the point where the gap's like this big, and it all makes sense.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that.
Because in the original show, Batman goes through and you see all his memorabilia. Right, all these different heroes and villains he's gone to, and you could see how when he first versed Deathstroke, how the fact that there's Doomsday, and all like this. With your Doomsday kind of thing, I feel like that was a trump card that you would have done for like Man of Steel 3.
Yeah,
that wasn't a 15-minute fight. That was a
whole ass movie.
That was a whole ass movie.
That's a whole comic. The whole comic is about that one. The death of Superman is one of the most infamous comics. Yeah. And they've taken that great comic, slapped in within 15 minutes.
Yeah, did not do it justice at all.
Yeah.
And I really see the full Doomsday for 30 seconds and he's dead. Spoilers.
Spoilers. But that's right. He's dead. And there's obviously no word of Lex Luthor popping up. There's no. That's the thing that frustrates me about the DCEU is you have no idea where it's going, and you're right. They're just throwing anything on the wall that sticks. Yeah. But at the same time, we got the Joker movie. Which was fantastic.
Yeah, that was.
And that would have not happened because of how the state of DCEU is in right now.
As good as the Joker movie was, as good as a psychological drama type of aspect, but am I the only one that still kind of wants to see what's going on with Jared Leto's Joker? Like at the end of Snyder Cut, Jared Leto's Joker?
Absolutely.
I know.
Like that.
I would love to see a nightmare. That nightmare post-apocalyptic scenario. I would love to see that.
Actually, it was kind of like their working backwards scenario.
Right there.
You totally could.
Right there.
Yeah,
like
right.
That's the end goal. You have probably another 5-6 movies to get there, and then do your second Justice League where they lose or something's already happened and now they're there.
Yeah, taking it to that.
But
and you could work back from that. You totally could. Yeah.
The original Joker from Suicide Squad, let's be honest, we all thought was a bit iffy.
Yeah.
But this new revamped one, I was like, this is the kind of psycho, which is like, man, this is actually like it's crazy shit.
Yeah, it's psycho. Like the kind of Joker that you would expect to find, right? Like you obviously think of the original like Dark Knight trilogy and stuff. Like that's psychotic but really intelligent at the same time. And like Jared Leto had that kind of presence. Like it just kind of felt like this dude was giving a bit more. And like apparently in the Suicide Squad movie, he had like a lot of scenes taken out of that.
Yeah, apparently there's so much on the chopping floor that's insane. Like apparently the directors even said the fact that you could take all the Joker scenes and that's a movie.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Then where the frick is it?
Yeah, like as you said, like it's just super interesting to know where that could go, and you totally could.
Yeah,
just back that up.
Staying on the Joker level is like the Joker that was in how do you say it? The Joker
Yeah.
Joker movie. That it was a good psychological drama in which, like, it was a little bit of a look at me Joker. Like, let's be honest, he just kind of really wanted attention, but he kept getting beaten down every time he tried to be good.
He just wanted help. He just wanted to, like, just give me
some sort of acknowledgement on like what he's doing.
Acknowledgement, or like just give me help.
Yeah.
Like, why do you all have to be so mean? Which is terrible because it's like, yeah, it's kind of how society is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why that, like, I don't really think of it as a Joker movie. I think of it as just a good psychological drama type of movie.
Okay.
Like, I reckon you could teach that to high school students and really pick that thing apart.
100%.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
To this, I actually was looking the other day, was the end scene. That end scene has so many chills. Where because the music and everything, you're like, bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the moment.
Yeah. Because the fact that, you know, the entire movie, he's hunched over, he's looking very frail, but as soon as he gets in the Joker outfit, he's flamboyant.
Comes
he's
alive.
Standing up straight. He's confident. You know.
Very true. Yeah.
As soon as he gets into his own skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, like 100%. Like you're right. Like it's a Joker movie, but it's not like a Joker movie.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'm still happy to know that I don't need a sequel.
Yeah. To like actually recap, because you're going off somewhere. The changing of DCU is just, they have so much. They've actually done a lot that is good. Just weed it out and do something about it.
Yeah.
Rather, like, I don't even think they can. Like, I think they're too far deep now. But yeah.
That's I don't know. Like, I still haven't watched the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah. Birds of Prey one?
Yeah, Birds of Prey.
Was it 1 or 2?
Yeah, Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, it's yeah.
But again, Margot Robbie is like Harley Quinn to a T. She absolutely
nails the role. Yeah.
You know, but the fact is, it's just I mean, the DCU is just. That's why I want to talk about it, because, like, let's talk about the most messiest thing we know.
Yeah, like, it makes you think though. Like, could you recover it by changing a couple directors, changing some writing and stuff like that? Could you salvage it? Could you turn it around by changing a little bit of storyline here and there? But I honestly just do not know, because, like, you look at it and it just feels like a dumpster fire. Like, you're just throwing shit constantly. It's just throwing everything at a wall and hoping it sticks.
It's too far gone, as Mark just said, and you're right, 100%. The thing is, what they lack, which they think is their strength, is they don't have a Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
You know, they
mastermind planner.
You know,
well, they do. They just don't use him.
Yeah, don't use him.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, don't use Zack Snyder. And then they got another guy in who I think only last year, and they changed the guy again.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, like, they're trying to be, we're going to have DCEU, and then we're going to have this other timeline going at the same time, and we're going to give you multiple options. I'm like, that's not what we want. Don't give us Man of Steel 2 after this year of Batman. Don't make another Batman movie for at least another 5 years. Like, I love the character of Batman, but at the same time, I don't need to see his parents die.
Yeah.
I don't need to see a year 1 or year 2 movie anymore, because that's been done.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see him interact with more characters, and I want a goddamn Batman Beyond movie.
Yeah.
And have a Terry McGinnis, and I want a Blade Noir Batman story.
Yeah, it would be sick.
Kind of right now, we don't need to see a peak Batman anymore. We don't need to see.
We've seen so many versions of Batman, and like a good percentage of them have all been really good portrayals. Like, but we don't need any more. Like, we've got so much. Like, DC, like we've said it 1,000 times, right? Marvel has some great characters, but DC has some of the best.
Yeah.
Some of the best. Like, you got Superman and Batman off the top. They're like the most OP characters you know, because they're constantly known. And then you've got an entire roster of other characters, and they can't get good movies. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Not to mention the villains. They have the best
exactly
villains
right.
ever.
Yeah, exactly right. The Legion of Doom. But Wonder Woman 2 was shit.
Yeah.
The villain was terrible. Maybe you could have read it better. I don't know, but
Patty Jenkins is fantastic. I actually feel bad for her because of her Rogue Squadron movies actually got delayed.
oh, actually,
They were making a Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie that got delayed, but she's fantastic. I'm joking. Mark's looking at me like right now, going like, "Why'd you say that?" Nah. Patty Jenkins did a fantastic job with the first Wonder Woman. The first Wonder Woman was great. Everything about that.
yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah, it just
Stood out like miles. It was just really good, like from start to finish. It was just a great movie.
Directed, written, great. I'm like, that's why I don't understand what happened with number 2.
Yeah, I still think like Wonder Woman 2 was like good. It's just a villain. It just lacked so much.
It wasn't even the cheetah.
Even
the
I
guy.
think Cheetah could have had some pretty cool moments if she was actually in it long enough.
The wishing stone.
Yeah.
You want the wishing stone? How about you become the wishing stone?
Yeah, I couldn't buy it. I just couldn't get into it.
Nah.
And it's like I get it, playing on the needs and wants of people, causing havoc and then whatever. But like, what were you going for, dude? Like, what was the end goal there? Like, it didn't seem like there was anything to really achieve at that point.
No.
It felt like the villain was just lacking. Everything else, it had potential. Like, you got a good actor, you got a good Wonder Woman. She's fantastic playing Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot is great.
But
She's
just
really sad that she hangs up
the mantle, I guess.
mantle. Yeah, I was like the shield, not the sword, not the
Belt.
the rope.
Yeah, the rope.
Skirt.
Yeah, the rope makes sense.
And skirt, rope.
I don't know.
Whole
Either,
thing.
either
Whole
way,
thing.
but yeah, it's just it lacked.
Yeah, and look, in the reflection of that is the fact that there's the criticism with Marvel right now is the fact that they're doing movies of characters that we barely know. Yet they're giving us something different. They're giving us the Eternals, they're giving us Shang Li. They're giving the other characters of Captain Marvels. They're all doing
true.
different things. And the criticism now is that people are worried the fact that because no Iron Man, no Cap,
Black Widow.
Well, we've got a second version of Black Widow, potentially, and in 2 weeks we get the Hawkeye TV show, which
That's
is potentially, I think, is Jeremy Renner's last contracted
Wow,
time as Hawkeye.
interesting.
So, because there's a whole rumor that Kate Bishop is going to take up the mantle of Hawkeye.
That's right. Yeah.
So, that's the other criticism going forward. But to me, next year is, as you said, is looking very strong for the DCEU. However, it's just you want to scream. It doesn't make any sense.
Just it looks good. Some of the movies look quite impressive. And like where I thought originally, I'm not interested. But like seeing second trailers and trailers in general, I was like, yeah, cool. All right, this looks pretty decent. But where are you going? Where's it all leading?
Yeah. There's no mention of Justice League 2 because like the whole as soon as they announce it, there's going to be a whole uproar of everyone going, "Why are you getting Zack Snyder back?" That's going to be a whole uproar. Not to mention, will Batfleck ever come back? What are they doing with Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
Apparently he's still under contract. He still has the cape, and same time, it was going to be really annoying is that the Michael Jordan Superman movie is apparently moving forward as well.
Yeah, right.
Which he would make a great Superman. I'd love to see him as Superman.
Yeah.
After watching Black Panther.
It's a bit of a struggle. I just got nothing. They're digging their own hole. They need to do something.
Yeah. It's how to salvage it. I'm probably in the same boat as them. I have no idea.
Nah. And then Kevin Feige's like, making the money. You want some Spider-Man? Yeah, I'll get some Spider-Man for you.
Come on here, little boy. You get the Spider-Man.
And
money!
Yeah, money. Nah. Any further thoughts on that, guys?
No.
No.
DC's fucked. Do better.
Yeah, look.
Stamp on that.
As a final comment, that's it.
Well, guys, I just want to say thank you a lot for coming on today's episode. It's been a lot of fun, and I love having you guys on here. I hope to for you guys that next time we do this, it won't be a gap of 20 episodes. Hopefully, around Christmas time, we're going to get Perry.
Yes, hopefully.
Hopefully, we're going to get us all together for Perry as well, because he's coming into Victoria, and from coming down from the moon, and it'd be really like Captain America. It was currently lightning. Hopefully we'll be able to do another episode soon, as well as later down the track, which is fingers crossed, is the new function that Anchor is doing with Spotify, that hopefully we can do this as a round couch thing and do this for a YouTube video. That is the ultimate goal, and you get to see, well, these guys have wonderful faces. I'm ugly as shit. But as always, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Always comment, like, as well as if you have anything, little tidbits that we've talked about today, or you think we were wrong, 100% please message us. Especially Mark My Words, his episode comes out tomorrow, so you share that.
Bring it.
But yeah, guys, have a good day, and thank you very much for listening.
See you later.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.